Okay, on the bench, I have this valve body, this E-shift valve body out of a 2010 BMW 528xi with a 3.0, 155,000 miles on the clock. The transmission is the ZF6HP21. All right, again, this is an X-Drive. So we got a Gen 2 valve body here. All right, so what's going on is this car would not come out of park. All right, the gentleman that owns the car came here asking some information. He kind of knew what was going on because he had scanned the car. He knows their solenoid codes. He bought all the parts, all the correct parts. Everything is OE. I got to give him, 2 thumbs up for that. He got everything correctly because I asked to see the parts. Because in the past when this happened and I asked to see the parts, especially looking at the pan, you look for those 3 magic words, made in Germany, I don't see them. And, I tell the guy, you really shouldn't be using this, and unless it's the correct stuff. I said, I really don't want to work on the car. Because those aftermarket pans can do some damage. I don't know if you all remember the video I had on I think it was the 15 Jeep SRT with the ZF8HP70, where the guy bought the pan and filter off eBay, and after he started having problems, he found me through YouTube. And he was right in Queens, maybe 45 minutes away, and he was asking me, and I said, are you sure you got an OE pan? And he says, that's how they advertised it. And you know what? It was not. It was not an OE pan. And what happened was the pan internally cracked. We show you, we blew through it, and the filter was cracked, and it was wreaking havoc. Actually threw me for a loop for, a little bit until we figured out what was going on. So this guy, ZF, solenoids, pan, I looked at everything, perfect. And I'm supplying the fluid, which would only be the Lifeguard 6. So, all right, so getting back to the problem, the car does not come out of park. He scanned it, he knows there's solenoid codes, and there's also like a 507 code. So he had the emergency release, pulled it out to get out of park, had it towed here so we're able to move it around. All right, we scanned it ourselves. We got no codes on the engine, and on the transmission, we had 3 faults. Okay, the 3 faults were 4E86, transmission, electronic transmission control solenoid valve 3. We had a 507B. Parking gear sensors implausible, and we had a 4E20 electronic pressure control solenoid valve 1. All right, so again, car does not come out of park. We've got it inside the shop now. We've got the scanner hooked up to it. All right, so this is the pre-scan that we did with the Autel. All right, so let's clear the codes. Let's see if this thing will come out of park. Let's see what's going on. All right, so we hit the code, clear codes. It said codes were cleared. We get in the car, start it up. Still will not come out of park. Rescan it again, and the 4E20 electronic pressure control solenoid valve 1 will not clear. All right, so I'm pretty sure, I didn't look at anything yet, so I'm pretty sure we're dealing with a bad EDS1 solenoid, which would be right here in the corner. This is EDS number 1. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get a little closer. We're going to take the mechatronic unit off, and we're going to ohm the solenoids. All right, so he has the whole set, including the sub harness for the MV solenoid, so we're changing everything. All right, and then I'll give you a shot of the parts, everything he got us. I have the pan down here still in the box. And we're going to do this I'm going to do this tonight, so first thing in the morning, he can go back in and he can have his car back. All right, so let me get a little closer, and we'll get started by taking off the TCM and ohming out the solenoids. All righty, let's go ahead and get these bolts out. Okay, you know what we want to do here? First, before we go any further, I'm going to disconnect that sub harness. My scribe is missing. Oh, here it is. All right, so this will come right out. Really just got to pull it, so I'm going to stick the scribe in here and just pull it right out. All right, so we're going to get this bolt out, this bolt out, which also holds the unit on. Okay. Come up here. And we're gonna also disconnect this. Okay. All right, so here is the sub harness here. Okay. All right. So let's see, we got 2 bolts left. Okay. All right, now this. Okay. Let me just bring the camera down. Whoops, sorry. Okay. All right, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, so we got all the bolts out, so let's go ahead and remove the unit from the valve body. All right, sometimes these can be a little tight, so you want to be very, very careful. This one looks like the dowel might stay in here. Okay, all right, so the dowel stayed in. All right, so here's the unit, and of course we're gonna clean all this, slide and everything, before we put it back. Okay, this we can leave in there, that's not a big deal. All right, so now we're gonna ohm these solenoids. This is your, again, EDS1, but I'm gonna ohm the EDS2, which is right next to it, so we can see what the value should be, and then we'll go ahead and do the EDS1 and ohm the rest of them as well. All right, so let's get the voltmeter, ohm meter. All right, maybe I can get in a little closer. All right, I'll move the voltmeter into view. Okay. All right, so first we're going to start with the EDS2 solenoid. All right, so we got about 5.5 ohms is correct. This is 5.4. All right, so let's do the EDS1, which is what we're getting the code for. That's all over the place. All right, so 100%, there's our problem. All right, let's check the rest of them. This is EDS3, and we had a code for that, but that's checking okay. 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 All right, so here's the part block solenoid. This one's only 25 ohms. And I'm getting 0. I'm on the pins, I'm on the blades. Wow, looks like we got a bad part block solenoid. Huh. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to get the other one out. This is the one that's going to be going in. Let's check it out. Yeah, 25 ohms. This solenoid is no good. Totally 0. Getting 0. Nothing. Wow. All right, let's check the MV solenoid here. Let's see. These are usually about 10 because this is like on off. All right. Let's go right to the blades. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, 10 ohms, there we go. Okay. All right, well, we actually have two bad solenoids. Wow, that is 0. And that is no good. Okay. All right. Let's get that here. All right, so what I want to do now is show you guys the parts we got. And we can go ahead and install the new solenoids. Okay, all right, so here is the new park piston and solenoid. They're redesigned, you know, two-piece. You just put this, you know, you just put the piston in, and then you put the solenoid in, you know, in 2 pieces. The early design is 1 piece, but this is 2-piece design. All right, so we have a new sub-harness here. Maybe I can back out a little bit. Okay. All right, here is the sleeve, the mechatronic sleeve, 2 of the sealing sleeves, all 4 sealing sleeves. There's 3 different sizes. Okay, we have a new bridge seal. And we have the solenoid kit. Okay. All right, so over here. Maybe I'll prop this thing up on a piece of wood or something. All right, so let me get set up. Let me get my sockets, get set up. We'll take this off. We'll change all the solenoids, including the MV solenoid along with the park piston, and then we'll change this solenoid up here, also MV solenoid. All right, let me just get set up. I will be right back. All right, so I'll leave it up here, get a little height so we can see, so I'm not gonna work right at the bench. So we're gonna take these Torque 27 bolts out and remove the bracket. So this bracket will lift up. I'm going to lay it just like that. All right. So we're going to do these solenoids one at a time. So let's get the, let's see, I wonder if the black one, yeah, I think it's the All right, so let's open up package. All right, here are the 3 yellow. We got 2 blue, but when you look at this, then sometimes they look kind of green, but there aren't any green solenoids. 2 orange, and the 1 black. Okay, and the park solenoid is here also. Okay. So the 2 orange solenoids are first. Point this down a little bit, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the 2 orange first. Oh, here it is. Okay. Do these one at a time. Okay. All right, right, next we got a blue. And then we're going to have a couple of yellows. Okay, all right. Okay, and we got 2 yellow. Sounds like emergency vehicles are coming. All right, next yellow. I get it. Okay. All right. Blue. Yellow. Okay, now we're going to get the park piston out. Then we're going to just push this down and pull this out. Okay. Solenoid. So this actually is the second design also, but that solenoid is totally shorted out. Okay, here's the piston, and then we have a new. Here's the new piston. This back on. Okay, there we go. And the solenoid. Okay. So that fits perfect. And then we just got to do the other MB solenoid on the other side. You got to be a little careful when you pull that one out. You got to watch how the setup goes. I think sometimes there's maybe a spring in there, but we'll take it apart, see what it looks like, and then I'm going to clean up that mechatronic unit. Actually, what I'm going to do is maybe after we're done with this, I want to clean it up so I can just let it kind of dry off. It's pretty dirty, so I want to get it clean. Okay. Get my torque wrench. And so I got this set about 85 inch-pounds. I'm going to do a little tighter. I'm going to do it actually 100. make sure the piston is nice and free, which it is. Okay, that's all tight. All right, and now we have this one here that we're going to take out. But what I want to do is clean up this mechatronic unit first. I want to get that slide all nice and clean, and I can kind of let it drip. And then we can install it after we install the solenoid. All right, so let me just do that. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to take the MV solenoid off, and we got pretty much like 2 brackets here. We got the one bracket here that shields the solenoid, and the other one that actually holds the solenoid in. So let's take this 27 torque out. Okay, there's this bracket. All right, I'm going to see how this, so there's a little tab here. Okay, and that tab is going to face up. It kind of rests against the solenoid. All right. Now we're going to very carefully pull the solenoid out, because there might be a spring there. Okay. Sometimes it comes out too fast, everything flies out. Okay, so this is what it's behind. This little piston and spring. Okay, so that is going to go in like that. Stay there. Let's get the O-rings. Okay. Now this solenoid is going to face this way. Okay. And we want to hold this in place. You're going to kind of hold it because it is, with that spring in there. Okay. All right, got that started. Alright, the bolt hole lines up, that looks good. Let's give that a tighten. Okay, that looks good. Alright. Arc piston is free. Okay. And also, just by looking at this area here, that's another way I can tell this is a Gen 2 valve body. Okay, so now we've got to make sure we catch this pin. And here is our new sub harness we're going to put in. Okay, that's going to go in there. Okay, so let's get this mechatronic unit here. With that dowel pin that's stuck in the valve body, this will come off. So I was able to take it off and clean both sides of it. All right, just be careful with it. If it, don't let it slide out and drop on the floor. Okay. All right, so let's line up that. All right, so again, we're dealing with the E-shift valve body, so we're going to go in this one here. All right, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit. just catch that, that part piston there. All right, very nice. Good. All the way down. Okay, and flip this. So this here is nice and free. Okay, let's put this way for a moment, because now we're going to put on, so we got a little hook here that you hook, you know, under the bracket. So let's plug the solenoid in. Okay, then we're gonna hook the little bracket. That looks good. And then go over the bolt holes like that, and we can put our bolts in. Okay. Put these down. Okay. Go ahead and plug in our sub harness. There we go. That is in. And we are complete. I got a car underneath the BMW, so we had to put the pan back up. Otherwise, I'd do the sleeves with you. But, you know, this is pretty self-explanatory. These are the sealing sleeves in the back. On the 19s. All right, you got two shorties, a middle and a long one. That, you know, you just look at the depth of the spot it goes in, the channel it goes in, and you know what goes where. Bridge seal and our sleeve. Okay, so when the guys come in, well, tomorrow morning, we'll be able to put this right back in again. All right, so we got nothing left in the box. We got, I got 2 more liters. I got a couple liters on the shelf and a few more coming in my night delivery. It's going to take probably about 7 liters of fluid. This thing is actually going to be draining overnight, so not going to be much left in there, which is good. Okay. Here's the pan. Brand new. And we got Filtran, made in Germany. All right, and here's the bump, the definitive. That's how, you know, you can tell it's a 19 or 21 because of this bump. The 26s and 28s are flat. So we got this. And we got our valve body with all the brand new solenoids. So I don't see a problem. I think this is going to be good to go. And we found the the EDS1 solenoid shorted, and I'm telling you, the Park solenoid, the MV3 solenoid, I got 0 reading on this, as you saw. Don't really see that too much. I don't know if I've really seen that at all. So that's it. Once again, what do we got? 2010 BMW 528xi. The 3.0, the second generation ZF6HP21, probably an X because it's an X drive. And car would not come out of park. The 4E20 code, solenoid valve 1 would not clear. So we owned it, we saw it was bad. Also, we owned the MV solenoid, the park solenoid. We saw that was bad. And we got a whole new set on it, new harness. We're gonna do the soft parts, pan, and Lifeguard 6 oil, and get it back on the road tomorrow morning. All right, I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next one.